Hi, I'm Vanessa from Rentals United, co-founder and marketing director, and I'm going to talk to you about vacation rental technology trends in 2018. This is based on a presentation that I have made at the VRMA this year in Paris, and it was my third time at the VRMA. I usually tend to talk about technology because that's my world, that's where I come from, and I also have technology events, make technology events called VrTech. I do a VrTech competition for startups, so I know a few things about it. So this year I talked about the trends, and as I do pretty much every year. So in 2016, at the VRMA in Barcelona, I had to explain what a channel manager is, because at the time very few people knew what a channel manager is. Fast forward 2 years later, and now 2 in 1 property manager actually use a channel manager. This is incredible. What does it mean? As an industry, it means we're really fast at adopting new technologies, and that's very good. Also, it means that there's a lot of education that has been done from the part of ourselves and other tech companies out there. We have educated property managers that it's time to adopt technology. So channel management is working. Last year, I was explaining that in order to be a professional property manager, you needed a PMS, a channel manager, and a yield manager, ideally connected to each other, not one all-in-one software that promises to give you everything, which they tend to do, but not great. So you want a PMS that's really good at being a PMS, you want a channel manager that's really good at being a channel manager, and a yield that's really good. And all these three technologies need to connect to each other in order for you to have seamless work to do. And so this year in Paris, I revealed the trend for this year. But I'm going to leave you with that one, and I'm going to say it to you at the end of the presentation, so you need to actually watch this. Evil, Knievel. So let me start off by a very important quote by the head of the World Economic Forum. We are at the beginning of a revolution. We're in the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0 at the moment. Everything is about to change. This Industry 4.0 started around about the 80s, and we're faced with like these new terms like cyber physical systems, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, cognitive computing, all these terms that we may not have much to do with. One term, however, that we do need to learn and appreciate is digital transformation. Digital transformation means that every business today has to be digitally inclined, and that is true also for property management companies. So why do we need to? In this new world, well, guest expectations are changing. Everything's a now. We certainly see this as a software company. We don't only have to be great at what we do at our software, we also have to answer our clients in real time. And oh my God, if support is late, we really get, it's terrible. So this is the same for guests. They want your support in real time. You need to be there for them. This is very much characteristic of the times that we live in. This was never like this before. In terms of property management, in terms of business in general, what is changing in this new world? Well, we constantly need to learn real time. We need to leverage business partnerships. We're always going to be in beta. We're not finished companies. None of us are finished companies. We need to analyze the data that we get in, and we need to use it, and we need to make our businesses better. And this is on a constant basis. It never ends. And obviously automation. Yes, automation is huge in the times that we live in. We need to automate as much as possible. And software is helping us with that. Software is eating the world, but that's a positive. You see, there's new low cost tech, new forms of financing, global talent, global knowledge. Software is exploding, and it can help us. So, how about this idea that the future of property managers is actually property manager will be a robot? Imagine this, and the robot pre-stay will be able to automatically distribute on your niche website. It will recognize the niche website and it will say, well, this is perfect for my product, and I will automatically put all my adverts on there. It will read and answer inquiries automatically. So it will set the best price per night. During the stay, it will book the welcome basket, turn the aircon on and off, set the welcome up, greet the guests in their own language, And then post-stay will send the cleaner at the time of checkout, etc., without you having to do anything. Imagine that. This could be the future of property management. And the only thing that you will have to do is basically analyze the data that you get and feed this robot with the data that it needs in order to do all of these things. Now you think it's all sci-fi, but most of these technologies exist already, and you can easily find them in the who's who of the vacation rental world. That's third edition we've created at Rentals United, and I'm very proud of this. 32 categories, 236 companies listed, and they're all trying to help us automate our lives in a better way, automate our businesses, that is. So I've asked about 300 property managers, what do they automate today? How do they use external services? And about 15% use 5 or more external services in order to automate their business. I think if I do the same survey next year, I think we will see a sharp increase in that number. I asked, what do they automate? Well, they automate listing sites, taking payments, pricing. As I said, these are your core technologies today. Let's just repeat that, channel management, yield management, PMS software, these 3 technologies are your core today to do your distribution well. And these must be connected to each other. Don't fall in the trap of the all-in-one software. It doesn't work. And so what's the trend for this year? Well, the trend for this year is vacation rental marketplaces. What happens in these vacation rental marketplaces? Well, not just PMS, yield management, time management are connected, but more and other technologies are also getting connected. Operational technologies to help us do stuff on site, to help us deal with the guest on site. So from check-in, check-out, home automation, guest transportation, cleaning, insurances, you name it. All of these technologies that we can find in the who's who will be eventually connected to a marketplace or various marketplaces. This is already a trend. It's already happening on a small scale, but it's happening. We certainly at Rentals United are doing it to help our customers manage the data that they get in a more efficient way. It makes a lot of sense, right? So that's the trend for this year. But in order for this trend to continue and for it to be successful, we need you, property managers, to give us the time of day. We need you to be curious, proactive, transparent, and collaborate with us. We need you to try all these new softwares out, to try all these technologies out, and make sure that these startups survive, and so that our industry, our tech industry, is constantly full of innovation and collaboration. That's it for me. You know where to find me. Thank you very much.